Hi, everybody. Dan Ullman, Matt Bernier, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Sunday, July the 9th is race number 7 at Belmont Park. Greatest stakes action for 3-year-old fillies going 6.5 furlongs. Let's take a look at the field for the Victory Ride Stakes. Head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download free Formulator past performances and handicap along with us as we take this field in post-position order. The lone Keeneland graduate in the race is the number 1, Too Much Tip for John Velasquez. This is a horse that made hay in Puerto Rico to begin her career. First time in the States, the Miss Preakness. Not a terrible performance if you really believe that speed did well at Pimlico that day.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, and all things considered, I suppose you can build off of that going forward. I still wonder how good she actually is. She was no match for Vertical Oak, who we'll talk about in a little bit. I don't know. Look, it's so hard to analyze what she was doing down there in Puerto Rico. Maybe she was, a superstar, but that doesn't necessarily translate up here.
The number 2 is Golden Bishop, one of 2 in here, trained by Steve Asmussen, multiple stakes winner in Louisiana. Second best to Chalone, who's okay in the Jersey Girl most recently on June the 11th. I just wonder how much improvement we can expect after 12 starts.
Yeah, a career best buyer of 82. That's just not going to get it done in this spot, I don't think. Now, I suppose you could look at it and say, on the flip side, she could work at a good trip if they line up speed-wise.
Key to this race could easily be the number 3, American Gal, now with Simon Callahan. This filly did some good things last year. She won her first 2 starts, and based on that, she was the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, despite it being her first race around 2 turns. And boy, nothing went right for her in that race.
No, she was just wider than wide. She got floated out about 8 path in the first turn. She was wide down the backside. She made a big, bold move. And she still hit the board. I think a lot of people just forget how big she ran that day. And then guess what? She came back in Starlet.
That was the amazing thing.
And she ran unbelievably big there, too. But she got hurt again by a bad trip. I'm trying to think of the right way of putting it without being, PG-13 or R-rated. But yeah, it was a situation where she has run nothing but big races, and I don't think people gave her enough credit for those.
I agree 100%. Wider than wide in both of those Grade 1 efforts. The Starlet, even with that wide trip, she finished ahead of 4 next out winners, and it took a pretty good one to beat her at the end of the day, an Abel Tasman. American Gal, though, must deal with a long layoff. We haven't seen her in about 7 months, but I have a feeling that Simon Callahan wouldn't ship all the way across the country unless he thinks American Gal is fit.
That's kind of the way that I'm looking at it. And the other thing, too, is, it'll be interesting to see where she's positioned. Her sprint races, she was forward. She was right there. So I won't be surprised if off the bench she's sharp, ready to go, and she is forward.
If she even improves slightly as a 3-year-old, I think she's the horse to beat and the most likely winner. Noble Freud could be the speed. Let's see what Timeform US has to say with its pace projector. It's a short field. We're not expecting a very fast pace. And Noble Freud was on the lead last time out against New York Breds over a sloppy track. She's yet to be off the board from 3 starts. This horse has a really beautiful pedigree. I think she's La Verdad's little sister. She's okay, but she does have to improve against a couple of good ones.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see. The 2 times that she's tried stakes company, she hasn't quite passed. And keep in mind, those were both restricted in New York bred races. And look, I'm not saying that she can't win in here, but she's going to have a lot of heat from the outside of Vertical Oak. If she holds that one off, then she's going to have to deal with American Gal. I just don't like the way it sets up.
Now, Vertical Oak has figs. 3 back at Prairie Meadows. It was a sloppy track, and maybe the track will be wet still on Sunday. I think it'll dry out by then. She earned a 94 Beyer speed figure, and we were like, well, she got an easy lead over a wet track. How can we trust it? She came back then in the Grade 3 Miss Preakness, and while the pace held up, it seemed there was a ton of speed on paper. She was part of a multi-horse battle, but she kept right on going, and she backed up that Prairie Meadows race to the tune of a 90 Beyer. She was 6-5 in the Jersey Girl, was held in the gate, declared a non-starter, throw that race out with this pace projector. If she can sit off Noble Freud and get the jump on American Gal, she's got a big chance.
Yeah, you could make the case from just figure standpoint. She's the horse to beat in here. She's got 2 90-plus Beyers. No one else in the field has earned a 90 just yet. So I think she's the other horse in here. I think there's only 2 horses in here for me. It's 3 or 5 or 5 or 3, and it depends on what your preference is.
And let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 3 Victory Ride. Matt's going with the number 3 American Gal. And while American Gal hasn't earned a 90 Beyer speed figure, an 82 Beyer for a 2-year-old in August, that's pretty good. It sort of portends that if she improves, she's going to be real salty and capable easily of hitting a 90 Beyer as an older horse. I think Vertical Oak gets the jump on American Gal turning into the stretch, but it's 3-5 for Matt. It's 5-3 for me in the Grade 3 Victory Ride. If you're betting the Belmont Sunday card from home, couple stakes races, including the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day. DRF Bet subscribers, new member bonus, 10% win place takeout on 10 tracks, plus a $300 cash bonus. Learn more at drf.com/take10. 10. Approximate post time for race number 7 on Sunday, the Grade 3 Victory Ride at Belmont, 4:46 Eastern. Good luck.